So welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are back today. It's Q&A Sunday time when I sit down, answer the questions you guys submit over at officialtruebrits.com. And yeah, just answer the questions. Do submit some more. If I don't get to yours, I will eventually. It's going to take me a little bit of time. I do have quite a few to get through, but I'm trying my best to do so. But anyway, the first question for today. We're going to have some gameplay in the background, as you guys know. But the first one's from Penis Gamer. What a name. Says, are you gay? And the simple answer to that one is a big no. I'm not gay. I very much do have a girlfriend. So, unfortunately, no, guys. I'm not into that sort of thing. If you are, that's up to you. But I'm not. And the next one actually kind of falls quite nicely into that question. It's from Chelsea Diehard Fan. Says, do you have a girlfriend? Yes, I do have a girlfriend. I've been with her for about 2.5 years now. Not living together at the moment. I'm still trying to find a job, which when I do find a job, and I have to find one because of my whole visa situation, it's going to be hard work for me to put out a video a day. So this is the thing, you know, I might have to drop it down to like 4 videos a week, which I don't really want to do because I love putting them out there, but it's going to be hard work for me to go to work from 9 to 5, come home, do videos, then get up the next morning and do the whole thing as well. And I normally stay around the girlfriends over the weekend, so we're going to have to see what happens, but you know, at the very worst, you know, hopefully no less than 4 videos a week, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, I do have a girlfriend. Her name's Kim. She's actually half Korean, half American. She's a cute little thing. I love her to bits, of course. But yeah, we've been together for 2.5 years. Next question from Azus Miranda, or Jesus Miranda, however you want to pronounce that. It says, what's 9 plus 10? Well, I didn't know this was a maths class, but I'm going to go with 19 as that answer. Hopefully that is correct. Next one from James 2015. Who is your favourite current commentator? Also, can you see a Premier League side win the FA Cup? Greetings from the UK. I would say my favourite commentators, I like, well, especially up here in America, they normally have a commentary team of like Graham Lasso, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but they always got Alan Smith in there. I think he's a good commentator from FIFA. Alan Smith, Graham Lasso, you know, even like Gary Neville. Any sort of ex-professional I feel is decent at commentating. I'm not a huge fan of American commentators, especially when they have no idea about the game. I mean, this guy Gus Johnson, if you guys know him, he's American. I don't like him because he doesn't, you know, he's not very knowledgeable about the game. I like people who understand the game, talk about it more. But yeah, there's a lot of good British commentators, I'd have to say, and quite a few that I do enjoy. All right, next up from Gandalf the Grey says, do you like the Lord of the Rings trilogy? You know, I've never actually watched a single Lord of the Rings movie. I know it's huge that people love it, but I've never got into it. I've never been a huge fan of like Star Trek or Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter. I haven't watched any of them. Just doesn't really interest me that much. So, no, unfortunately I haven't. Next up from PES Fan says, when was the first time you've ever played PES? Well, the first PES game I got, I think, was back on the Nintendo, International Superstar Soccer 64. I think it had Ravanelli on the front. And that was my first ever PES, and then I sort of got into that. I mean, it wasn't PES, it wasn't called PES back then. It was called International Superstar Soccer Pro. But obviously it did develop into Pro Evolution Soccer, but I played all of them, PES 1, 2, 3, 4, and just kept playing them, loved them. And next up from the True Games HD says, I just got a PS4 3 months ago, what games do you recommend? Well, it really depends sort of what you're into. If you like sports games, FIFA obviously, PES, NBA is always good fun. If you're into sort of action-adventure games, you can't go wrong with the likes of, well, Uncharted. When Uncharted comes out on the PlayStation 4, make sure you pick that up. It's going to be a beast of a game. I downloaded Tomb Raider. That seems like a pretty good game as well. Far Cry 4, I definitely enjoyed playing that. Very well made game as well. What else do we have? You know, Grand Theft Auto, if you haven't played on the PS3, make sure you grab it on the PS4. It has a phenomenal story. Online's pretty fun as well. Drive Club's actually pretty good if you like racing games. It started off a bit slow. People didn't like it at the beginning because there was a lot of errors. But they've been adding a lot more content. The graphics are pretty darn solid. So definitely look out for that as well. If you guys have any other recommendations, leave them in the comments. Okay, Michael Crew. Who would you rather save from a car crash? It's a little bit of a personal one here. Your mum or Kate Upton? The catch is you have to have sex with whoever you save. That's absolutely mental. That's messed up. That's a really, really messed up question. I don't even want to answer that. Obviously, you're going to save your mum, but then you wouldn't want to have sex with your mum because that's a little bit disgusting. So, I don't know. I'd save my mum and save Kate Upton, and then I'd just have sex with Kate Upton. Michael, naughty, naughty boy. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, next up from Luke Goff. Not sure how you say it, sorry. He says, do you like PES more than FIFA? You know, I always get asked this question. Which one do I prefer? It's tough to call because sometimes I'll prefer PES and sometimes I'll prefer FIFA. I think Ultimate Team is better than my club, to be fair. Just a lot deeper, but it's been out a lot longer. Maybe PES can change that. I think Career Mode's better than Master League because it's deeper. You know, but then the gameplay on PES sometimes I enjoy more than FIFA. So, you know, it's half of one and half a dozen of the other. So, I always mix them up. Sometimes I like PES, sometimes I prefer FIFA. It really depends on the day. But it's good that we got two good football games this year. Next up, from Casper Shits. What a name as well we have. What will you do if you see Bloody Mary and she kills you? No one will never find your body and the cause of your death is that she farted. It will happen in 10 years. Would you laugh, not knowing it would happen, or cry? Absolutely no idea what kind of a question that is. I'd laugh, because that's a funny question. Alright, next up, Jason Amoa. What do you think is the best formation in FIFA and the best formation in real life? Well, I'm more of a traditional guy. I like to have wingers. I like to just play a 4-4-2 or a 4-5-1. I think playing 4 at the back is pretty much, you know, fundamental. You've got to play it back there. 3 at the back can work. 5 at the back I think is overkill, although that's more like a 3-5-2 anyway. But I always go for a 4-4-2 on FIFA or a 4-5-1. That's the two formations I use, especially on my career with Manchester United. And same thing in real life. I think Manchester United have shown that a 3-5-2 doesn't really work. Maybe it does work in certain leagues, but I don't think it does in the Premier League. And I think most teams now will play that 4-5-1 like Chelsea and Manchester City, sort of have a player just behind the forward. And it works out quite well, or a 4-4-2. So I really do think, and there's variations. You can play a diamond 4-4-2, you can play a flat 4-4-2. You can just mix and match. So that's my definitely preferred formations. Okay, next up from Vladimir Berska says, what do you think about Croatia national team? They're pretty good. Sorry, just checking the time of the video. I think the national team's decent. You know, how they're going to do in the big competitions is always up to the players, isn't it? How well they're going to play. I mean, you've got Mandzukic, you've got Modric, so you guys have got some quality in there. Just have to see how well you guys do. The national teams, it's always difficult because you can look at teams like England who have good players, but they never seem to perform on the big stage, just like Italy at the moment anyway. So just, you can't tell too much, to be fair. Next up from Jamie Bathgate. Hi, great vids. By the way, how do you think Cuadrado will do for Chelsea? Chelsea fan. Well, we'll have to see. You know, I can't predict the future. I think he's a decent player, but he's been playing in Italy. You know, the Serie A is very much a slow-paced league, or it's a lot slower, more time on the ball. The Premier League's a lot quicker, more physical. So we know he's fast. How he'll do, we'll have to see. He's got some tricks as well. Will he be better than Schürrle? Possibly. But yeah, ask me the question in a couple of weeks once he's played. Alright, next up from Django Joker. What do you think for Chelsea's new signing Cuadrado? Well, I sort of answered that one. And selling Schürrle. And what do you think who will win the Premier League and Champions League? Well, I think right now the Premier League, you know, it's for Chelsea to lose, isn't it? And Manchester City to try and catch them. Manchester United aren't going to do it. They haven't been good enough, Manchester United. I still don't know how Man United are third or fourth. How? I mean, I don't know how. They haven't been playing well all season and they're still up there. So you've got to give some credit that they are grinding out the results. If their away form was half as good as their home form, they would actually be not that far off the top. But I think it's going to be between Chelsea and Man City, with Chelsea being the favourites. Champions League could be anyone. Could be Bayern Munich, could be Real Madrid, Barcelona. I think are going to be the favourites up there, definitely. I would like to see a Premier League side get up there. You know, even though I'm a Manchester United fan, you don't want to see too many Premier League teams doing well. But I like to see Chelsea or Arsenal definitely get far, because why not? You know, they're representing the English football. But I think they're going to be your favourites. Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, Barcelona. Real Madrid are going to be the favourites because they're the current champions, but they haven't had a great start to this year. And Barcelona are playing well, so could be anyone's game. Anyone's game. Next up from Yarnan, says, hey TTB, what football boots do you wear, prefer, and why? Well, you guys have, if you've seen that video I did before, I unboxed my the Nike Vapors 10. Them are the ones I have right now. I do love them. I've played a couple of games in them. I actually pulled my calf on last Sunday, which 20 minutes, pulled my calf. I could feel it twinging while I was running with the ball, and then it was going to go, so I subbed myself off. Just been icing it all week. But I do like the Nike Vapors. The only problem I'm having right now is the studs are really, really thin. They're really short. I've got the firm ground ones because over here in Florida, you know, the grass is very firm. Rarely does it rain. Conditions aren't normally wet. But the first game I wore them actually over in this crappy field, it wasn't great. I never slipped so much in my life. It was like I was playing with a pair of ice skates on. It was shocking. I couldn't keep my grip. And then the next game at a better field, I didn't fall over once. So I would like the cleats, or the boot studs to be a little bit longer on them. But definitely love the Nikes, and the Vapors will always be sort of my favourite boot that I love to wear now. Just because they're so thin, they fit your foot so snug. So that's the ones I do prefer. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back with some more next week. We've got a whole bunch of Game of the Weeks to come up, of course, this week in the Champions League, with Man City taking on Barcelona. And then we've got some more Master League, Ultimate Team, Career Mode, and My Club to come. But until next time, take care.